Oh, hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Tyre Shredders Racing. I'm not sure which week this is. We've only just started covering these guys, and what great racing it's been as well. So we're back for some more. We are in America. We're just north of Georgia, a little place called Braselton, and we're at Road Atlanta, 2.5 miles. It's a road course as well. Actually, there's 12 turns, and it does include the famous S's. We'll come on to a little bit more about the track as we go around, as we follow these guys around. We're supposed to have 3 20-minute races, but something technical, some sort of technical hitch has stopped us from bringing you race 1, unfortunately. But we do have race 2 and race 3, so we will crack on with those. As far as rules goes for the tyres, there are softs and mediums available, and the boost is on. They're all the Group 4 cars as well, so ideally suited for this track. And I just want to mention as well that the Tyre Shredders Racing is supported by Serene Grace, and I hope I have pronounced that right. It's either Serene Grace or Serene Grace online shopping, so have a search for that. And also Andy Hopper's vlog. If you've never listened to Hopper's vlog, I can't even say it. Hopper's vlog. If you've never listened to it, go and check him out. He knows everything and anything there is to know about BTCC racing. Some great interviews with the drivers, and yeah, he's a fountain of knowledge for BTCC. So go check that out as well. That's Hopper's vlog. I said it right. So onwards and upwards with this first of these 2 races we've got for you. After a bit of qualifying, we shall have a look down the grid, shall we, and see who's where. So we've got Matty Cake on pole position. We've got the Froxy Dev. Well, what a great name that is, the Froxy Dev. I think we'll just call him Froxy. He's in P2. In P3, just behind him, is Racing Sim 6. Carlsberg in 4th. Apex Wolf is 5th. Chris is 6th. Corky 7th, Lightning Rat is 8th, Johnny is 9th, and Cy is 10th. So a few of those names familiar to me from last week, a couple of new ones, so looking forward to seeing what they can do. Excuse me. We shall hit the button, we get them lights up and out, standing start, or grid start shall we say, and away we go. We'll have a look at the cars, etc., a little bit closer as we go around this track. But great little track this one is. As we go into turn 1, this right-hander, and you climb up the hill and straight into turn 2 and down into the S's. And what we'll do is we'll jump on board with Carlsberg just to get a bit of a look at this S section for the first time, and you can see why it's called the S's, can't you? Hard on the brakes for this left-hander, which is turn 5, and then it's foot to the floor headed towards turn 6. If we have a quick look in the rearview mirror, we can see Foxy chasing us down. You can see Carlsberg's already picked up a half-second penalty. This track quite known for its penalties. The penalty zone itself, well, it's not too bad actually. It's on the straight. It's a bit of a nuisance. Excuse me. As you're trying to get the power down, and you suddenly have to slam your brakes on, and you can see that Carlsberg just about to serve his penalty, and it's just as the other guys are coming up behind you, so they get the momentum and they keep going. But Carlsberg served it, dropped to 4th now, and they head down the hill towards turns 10, well, 10A and 10B. I don't know why the Americans do that. They should be calling it 10 and 11, but they don't. Through 11, and then the final turn 12 out across the start finish line to start onto lap 2. So that's a lap with Carlsberg. So while we've been doing all of that, let's have a look at the pointy end, shall we? And Matty Cake, well, he's looked to having a way on his toes, isn't he? He's already opened up a bit of a lead from Racing Sim. Now some of the livery's not come through, unfortunately, but it does happen. I'm hoping it will come through for the next race, and we can see the great work the guys have put into these cars. But at the minute, Matty Cake away and running. Racing Sim, well, he's doing his best to fight off Froxy, who is hell-bent on taking that P3 away from him as we come down towards turn 6. Now turn 6 and turn 7 is a double right-hander. You treat it almost like one turn, just a little tiny straight in between the two, and Froxy Dev desperately trying to get P2 away from Racing Sim, but he's got Carlsberg all over the back of him, sniffing all around the back end of that Mazda. So that's a good little battle developing here between these three as Froxy Dev falls to the right. Now he's on the outside. If he stays there, he will be on the outside as we get down to the chicane down the hill into turn 10A, and Froxy manages to get it done. A great run down that section, although the slipstream really did help. But I think, like I said, the boost is on, so the other guys should be able to keep up. Now we have got a bit of a gap opening up, and the three that we've just been watching have now opened up quite a gap back to this little group of four, and it's Johnny that's leading it with Lightning coming up the inside. Lightning making a move on the inside of turn 1. Oh, now then, was there a little touch there as Johnny goes onto the grass? Let's go back and have a bit of a look at this one. You can see Johnny, he's in front. Lightning pulls to the right. Lightning right just pulls to the front because to the right, sorry. There was a little bit of a door scrape, wasn't there? But I think it was enough to put Johnny off. And Johnny goes onto the grass. Did well actually to keep it facing the right direction. Gets back onto the track, and now he can get on after that group again. But a bit of an unfortunate coming together. But in the end, it was Lightning that came off best, although he has got a half-second penalty. Now Chris will get right up underneath the smelly end of Lightning Rat, because when he serves that penalty, Chris will be looking at taking P5 away. That's unless Si can dislodge Chris from P6. Oh, Johnny's having a bit of luck up the inside. Well, it's elbows out, isn't it, at turn 6. Si goes through in the Genesis. Now he's got Corky coming up the inside of him. Johnny is on the inside of them, so it's almost 3 wide. They're having a bit of a door bashing session as we go down the straight. No real slipstream to follow. Si is the only one with a bit of slipstream chasing Lightning right now then. Are they going to go 4 wide? Maybe, who knows? No, it's 2 wide. It's down into the chicane. Corky on the inside, Si on the outside. Si will be on the inside now as they come through this final turn and up the hill. Wow, what fantastic racing. How they're managing to keep it on the track, I don't know. Lightning down into 6th. Si has moved up into 5th with Corky in 7th, and Chris is still in there. Chris is still trying to find a way through, although Corky and Johnny a bit of a rolling roadblock really, and Chris just cannot find a way through. Well, has he managed to do it now? He's had a bit of a look up the inside. Oh, and that's a big old slide. That has got to hurt. That has got to hurt. Let's just have a look what's happened to Chris. We'll do this drone cam. I love this drone cam, especially when it comes to the accidents. Now it's 3. Oh, now then, we are going to go back and have a look at that, because I think Corky and Johnny were fighting it out. A bit of a tap from Corky pushes Johnny onto Chris, and poor old Chris, the innocent in all of that, has done a bit of a 360, not a 390 like it says on the back of his car. And I'm sure there's a few choice words being said there as he slips and slides and tries to get back on to the tarmac. The unfortunate thing, when you go on the grass, it's always soaking wet and your tyres are dirty and you can never get the damn thing turned the right way. But that is so unlucky for Chris down in 9th. Now it's showing that Apex is in 10th, and well, he must be having a bit of a nightmare really, because he is soon to be caught by Matty Cake, I think. So I'm not quite sure what's happened to Apex. He's in, it looks like the Sirocco. Is it the Sirocco? I think it is the Sirocco. Great little car as well, actually. I love that car. So Apex must have had a bit of a moment to find himself down in 10th and almost being chased by Matty Cake. Talking of Matty Cake, we'll go back up and see how he's doing. He's having a bit of a lonely race, isn't he? Just sort of driving around, taking in the sights, waving to a few people in the crowd as he goes. He can afford to. He's got a bit of a gap back to Froxy, sorry. Excuse me, Froxy. He's managed to break away from the pack as well, and he's got a gap himself back to Racing Sim 6. So it's now Racing Sim and Carlsberg Carlsberg chasing Racing Sim. Let's just go on board, shall we, with Carlsberg again as we go through turn 5. Taking it very carefully. You don't want to go too far out onto the right, otherwise you end up with a penalty. But Carlsberg now making a move on Racing Sim as they come down to turn 6. Hard on the brakes. Is it too wide? Yes, it is. It's two abreast into this turn. Great racing between these two. Let's have a look outside. Make sure there is no touchy-feely going on. But no, both very clean. Fantastic livery on that Genesis as well. Look of Carlsberg. I'm loving that. Well done to you, my friend. You are now my favourite driver on the track, Carlsberg. I am now rooting for you. In fact, let's not bother looking at anybody else. No, I'm only joking. We've got to look at others, haven't we? But you still are my favourite. As Carlsberg comes down to the chicane, he is on the outside though, so wise decision just to back out and let Racing Sim through there. Could have got very messy. Good idea to just back out, live to fight another day. So Carlsberg still keeping the pressure on Racing Sim. Racing Sim just loving it. He's soaking it up, isn't he? That little Subaru. You'd have thought it wouldn't be much of a match for the Genesis, but he's putting up a good fight, although he seems to go a bit wide into turn 1. Still out in front though is Racing Sim between these two. I'm just going to leave them and see what else is going on. Now we've got this other cluster of cars, this group of 3 led by Johnny Si in the other Genesis. Well, we saw him at Deep Forest. Oh damn, what's happened there? I was just about to say we saw Si sliding his way around Deep Forest, and I'm just wondering what happened here. Well, that's a tough one to call. I think a bit of a racing incident there. I think not really for me to call that. We'll let the stewards deal with that. I think Si sort of took responsibility for that one. I'm not entirely sure it was his fault. I think Johnny had started to lose it just on that the exit of turn 2. But I think, you know, well done to Si. Took responsibility and waited. That's what we like to see. And unfortunately Si has now picked up a half-second penalty, so that'll allow Johnny to just get away that little bit, and then we've got Apex down in 10th. Now then, have we lost one? I think, have we? I don't know. I'm not sure if we've lost one or not. I can't remember now. But somebody we've not lost is, well, the rest of the pack have, but Matty Cake is that far in front. It might feel like he's lost. He hasn't seen anybody for a while, has he? Froxy in second. Nice, comfortable drive for him at the minute. He's not having to work too hard. If he can catch up with Matty Cake, then I'm sure he would want to. But P2's good position to be in. Let's just have a look at the tyres. And Matty Cake's on the soft, and the front left is taking a bit of a pounding as we're just coming up to halfway through this first race. Froxy, his tyres are looking a lot better actually in at Mazda, so maybe the Mazda's slightly better than the Subaru on its tyres. Racing Sim, oh well, he's just proved me completely wrong. Oh, mind you, he is on the mediums. I was going to say his tyres look no problem at all, but he is on the mediums, so Racing Sim has gone for the mediums in this particular race. Carlsberg, he's on the softs, unfortunately with half-second, so he's just about to serve that, and he is on the softs. But P4 for Carlsberg at the minute. That's not a bad spot to be in. Lightning also on the softs in the is it the GTR, isn't it? Is it the R34 or 32? I'll never tell. So Lightning just moves over to the left just to let Si and the rest of the guys through as he serves his penalty, but Lightning will soon slot in behind Si. There he is as they go down the hill towards the chicane then for the 7th time. Everybody lining up behind each other just to get through there nice and safely. That exit there at 10B and 11 is a bit of a tricky one because it can throw the car out. It's very easy to slide out there. But these guys making it look easy. Johnny having a look up the inside of Lightning as they're going into turn 1. Backs out at the last minute. Doesn't really fancy it. Let's have a look down a bit further down. Corky practically pushing Johnny along. Just got to take your time, guys, as you go through this S section. Get a good exit on turn 5. Then you can make your move. You're not going to get it done just here. Not without it all getting very messy. So good exit out of turn 4. Oh, and who's that? That's Si. Si's gone too wide, too deep into the corner, and that's what happens. You get out there onto the kitty litter, it really does slow you down, and a penalty as well. So Lightning just now moving this little group of 3 along as Corky, well, he tries to get a much better undercut exit out of that turn 7, and it's paid off for him. It all got a bit messy, didn't it? But it has paid off for him, and Johnny is now challenging Corky, is he? No, a bit difficult to tell from that shot, isn't it? But Johnny's just dropped in behind Corky. Let's go on board with Corky, shall we, as we go down towards the chicane now. Is he going to have a look at the inside of Lightning? Oh, well, that was definitely what we call a bumper kiss. In fact, it was more like a full-on French snog, wasn't it? So let's just have a look as we follow Corky down, and probably gone back a bit too far, so sorry about that, but it is worth seeing as Johnny sort of losing out. Actually, that Mazda's got quite a bit of pace to it, hasn't it, against the Hyundai. And as we come down the hill, you can just see Lightning in front. Now, I don't know if he broke early or Corky was late, but well, there we go. Bit of a get out of my way touch that one was. So Lightning, well, he did well to get back on track. Corky carries on. Obviously doesn't feel he did anything wrong, so Corky has carried on going. Lightning now down to 7th, and Carlsberg up to 4, Corky 5th, Johnny is 6th, so Johnny is in between Corky and Lightning. I'm sure Lightning will want to get back up into P5 as quickly as he can. Not sure how that Genesis handles. I've never actually driven it, I don't think. Not the Genesis, the Hyundai. I've driven the Genesis, that's a pretty good car actually. The Hyundai, I've never really driven that one, so I don't know what it's like, but Johnny seems to be getting on okay with it. Lightning down in 7th, he's got that half a second that he's going to have to do something about. Whoa, now then, was that a bit of a glitch? Or but was he a bit too, oh no, a bit of a touch. Wow, it's all kicking off, isn't it? It is all kicking off now as we go through the S's. Well, I don't know if that was a bit of lag or what. He just seemed to be a bit all over the place, did Lightning. He got a bit of a touch from Chris. Chris then has just spun out completely. Lightning, well, he's just decided to go and cut the grass, hasn't he? He's all over the place, whether he's had a disconnect or something's happened. And then as we come down to turn 6, let's just have a look at the brakes. Well, he really didn't brake, did he? So, well, it's all sort of kicking off a little bit, isn't it? Unfortunately. Chris, well, he's bearing the brunt of a lot of these actually. Seems to be the innocent party in most of them, apart from that little touch back there where he ran into the back of Lightning, but that's put Chris all the way back down in 10th. And you can just see there the, as I mentioned at the top of the stream, that Tyre Shredders is supported by Sir and Grace. She's an eBay seller, so just check it out on eBay, and I hope I am saying that right as well. Serene Grace. I'm rubbish at pronouncing anything, so you'll find that out as we go along. So back up to the top then, and Matty Cake still out in front, still loving it really. It's just a bit of a practice run for him, isn't it? We are just approaching the 14-minute mark, so 6 minutes of this first race we've got for you tonight to go. The Froxy Dev. Incidentally, guys, I would love to know how you come up with some of these names. I mean, they are great names, but I would love to know how you come up with them. So, the Froxy Dev, I would never have, that sounds like one of those, what, 3 words? I would never have put them together. So, if you can let me know how you come up with that. Racing Sim, well, that was Racing Sim, pretty straightforward, really. And is he in VR? Does he use VR? We don't know. I don't know. I presume he does if he's called Racing Sim 6 VR. Carlsberg, well, we all know Carlsberg, don't we? Enough said with that one. And of course my new favourite driver as well. Then we've got Apex Wolf, another great name. He's well, he's moved up to 5th, hasn't he, Apex Wolf, in the Sirocco. It's a great little car. I do love that Sirocco. He's now got well, he's got these four guys chasing him down. It's like the wolves after the rabbit, isn't it? We've got Sight in the Genesis, Johnny in P7, still got Corky stuck to his back end, and Lightning Rat desperately looking for a way past. It's like as I said earlier, it's like a rolling robot, and it looks like Lightning Rat is prepared to just go across the grass if he has to get by these guys as they all follow each other through to the end of the S's, through turn 4. Oh, and Corky's took a spin. Desperately trying to hold on to it. Let's just go back and have a look and see what happened. Was there a touch, or did he just lose it under braking? Well, no, I think there may well have been a little touch there from Lightning, but again, we'll let the stewards have a look at that one. We don't want this turning into something from the dailies, do we, guys? So everybody needs to take a bit of a breath and calm down a little bit. Let's stick to what we're good at, and that is good clean racing. But Corky, unfortunately, now down to 10. And there was somebody there with, oh, it's Lightning with another half-second penalty. So as I said earlier, this track really does like to throw the penalties at you. You've got to be careful. Chris, has he got the momentum to catch up to the back of Lightning before they get to the chicane? I don't think he has. Or has he? Yes, he has. So Chris down the inside, can he get it stopped in time? Oh yeah, great move from Chris, although Lightning Rat is fighting back. So now it is the two GTRs going at it as they go through the final turn 12. Lightning Rat picking up a 1 second penalty now as we head into turn 1 for the 12th time. Lightning Rat just having to back out there, so well, he's slowed right down, has he? I'm not sure what's happening there. Maybe he's having some technical difficulties, I'm not sure. But we'll just follow Chris. Great livery on that car of Chris's. Some work gone into that, isn't there? And it does look good, I must admit. But he's now got Corky all over the back of him. Corky looks like he's got a rocket up the exhaust pipe. He's absolutely flying. He's on the inside into turn 6, so it is going to be side by side. No, Corky gets the move done before they just get to turn 6, so it's Corky that gets through to P8. Chris is just going to slot in behind him, get himself tucked underneath the rear wing of Corky as they go down this very, very, very long back straight. You can see the crowd absolutely loving it on the left there of our picture. And now Chris goes around sight. And you know what? I think that master of Corky's has just got too many beans for these guys. It's a very quick car, isn't it? And Chris doing everything he can to catch up with him. But Corky is flying at the minute. So the Mazda, yeah, plenty to it. And now he's putting a challenge in against Johnny and gets his nose in front. So it is Corky in P6, Johnny down into 7 in the the Hyundai. Stupid name. Oh, was Corky just a little bit too much there? He's trying to use every inch of the track, and unfortunately he's using a bit too much. Oh, as he goes side by side, a bit of door bashing with Johnny again. These two really have been at it, haven't they, all race? Corky coming off with a half a second penalty. It looks like Sire's got a 1 second penalty. Johnny in 7th. Well, he's escaped the penalty so far. So has Chris. Chris is being caught up. Quite a gaggle of cars. A bit of door bashing going on. A bit of elbows out in this race. Where are we now, time-wise? Oh, you can see the damage all over Johnny's car. Front, back, all the left-hand side. So that's where the door bashes, and you can see the damage on that car. Look, the mechanics will be absolutely furious with him when he brings it back to the garage. And we're into the last minute as the guys head down towards the chicane. It won't be the final. Oh, as Johnny just couldn't slow it down, and he's onto the grass. Chris still down in 10th. Well, he's waiting now. I don't know, was there a bump? I've gone back too far again, but so what? This is great racing, isn't it? The guys really do get their elbows out. Now this is where Lightning Rat and Chris having a bit of a a touchy-feely moment. Lightning ran desperately trying to find a way through. Hard on the brakes, and well, Chris just couldn't slow. No contact. Chris couldn't slow down, and Johnny couldn't slow down either. They just went too hot into the chicane, and they now find themselves down in 9th and 10th. So let's go back up to where it is all nice and calm and peaceful. And Matty Cake there, he's probably got the radio on, or the CD player going on, whatever it is they have in these cars now, and listening to his favourite music as he just trots around this course. Trying to keep an eye on that tyre, especially the front left. And I'm just looking at the time now as Matty Cake comes down to the chicane then for the 14th time. He's not got the fastest lap though. Apex Wolf has us a 1:19.7, and there's the timer it's run down, so Matty Cake will cross the line and win the first of these two races, so well done to him. Froxy Dev not really been under any pressure, as he first couple of laps there was a little bit of excitement for him, but after that it all went a bit quiet, but he won't mind that. P2 for Froxy Dev. Racing Sim 6, great racing from him, across the line in 3rd. Then we've got Carlsberg in 4th, brilliant racing from Carlsberg. Apex Wolf did well to get back up to 5th. He's just got to hold on to it now through these last two turns, through 10 and 11, 10B and 11. And that's Apex Wolf through turn 12 and across the line. Oh, and then it all go right. It's just, I'm going to go back and have a look at that, because it all got very exciting towards the end as Sai puts a challenge. Oh, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. As Sai puts in a challenge in against Lightning, and Sai gets across in 6th, Lightning gets 7th, Johnny gets 8th, Corky 9th, Chris 10th. Well, that was, what an exciting finish to that race. Wow. If you did enjoy this racing, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, if you could do so, it would it really does help me out and helps promote the channel and gets the racing out there. I will be back very shortly for the next race, so hopefully you can join me then. See you soon.